we got a Discord topic, and here were your topics. So if you want to be a part of deciding what we talk about on this podcast, what you do is you join the MeCast Discord server, linked in the description of both the audio and YouTube versions of this podcast. And there is a channel under request/Q&A called Podcast Topics. And what we do here is I send out like a poll of 3 topics, and you decide which one I talk about. Whichever topic has the most votes is the one I talk about. So this month, your 3 topics was bad game design or technical problems. Which is worse? So basically, a game bad by design or a game bad by a technical standpoint. Which is worse? When should you refuse to support a company? And the issue with games as a service. So the issue with games like Destiny, say. But the winner was bad game design or bad technical issues.
The winner, quotation marks.
Yeah, they all, every single topic got the same amount of votes, so me and Malloy decided which one we were gonna do.
No, I decided. I'm in charge.
Yeah, whatever. So, bad game design versus bad technical performance. Alright, I think, now here, I'll just go. Now, obviously I made a video, a solo missions about, Balan Wonderworld, which has awful game design. And I was thinking, like, you can't patch that, because that's just how the game's designed. So that's what made me think of this topic. So yeah, I personally think a game being bad by design is worse, far worse than being bad by technical performance. Like, sure, when the game is like, so here's my take. When a game is bad by technical performance, that can mean like from the game is like, you know, glitchy, the game looks like shit, the game drops in frames, the game lags, to the game crashing, to the game not even like working, to the like not even being able to play the game. You can still patch that though. Like, that is fixable. A game being bad by design means, like in Balan Wonderworld recently, where you have a platformer, a 3D platformer, and every single button, alright, A, B, X, Y, your face buttons, and then your shoulder buttons, every single one of them jumps. That is terrible game design. And especially in a 3D platformer. You should never be playing a 3D platformer and think, wow, I could play this game with an Atari joystick. And it would probably be just as easy. So, and you can't fix that. You can't. That's not something you can just patch out. You can't, like, make the buttons do different things now. You know, like, that's how the game is designed. With glitches and crashes, that is definitely bad and will take you out of the game, definitely. But that's still fixable. It could still be the same game. You don't have to make a whole nother game, you know, in order to fix those issues. You can patch them. I say that like that's an easy thing. I'm sure it's not. But you could patch them. You can't patch out bad game design. Malloy, what do you think?
You know, I think I agree. I agree with you, because we kind of talked about this a little bit beforehand. You know, when we had to decide what we were talking about, and yeah, I agree. It's definitely easier to patch something than to completely like revamp it. You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's like changing the sheet on a bed versus like getting a new bed. You know, it's
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to do. And like, let's say worst case situation, that your game won't even turn on. Like, at least you will at some point be playing something good. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Like you look
I
at
know,
Cyberpunk, a recent example of kind of both. I don't agree with the bad game design, but many people have a problem with the way the game is designed. Kind of, it's more of a problem with like there are many things promised in the game that didn't end up being there. But like at least when you have like when you fix all those patches and everything, the game will still be playable. Sure, this promised features still won't be there, like things that you can't just patch into the game, but at least you can play the game and it won't run like shit. All right, and like the game's not designed poorly. The game it's not like, you know, every button does the same thing. The game just has technical issues, and you can fix that, and you'll eventually have at least a decent game. If the game is bad by design, like all hope is lost. So, like you have to really, really work around the bad game design in order to fix it. You know. So, yeah, any final thoughts, Maloli?
And yeah, like I said, it's easier to patch something than to revamp something. It's just, you know, sorry, I had something in my throat there. I think I had a froggy boy in my throat, you know. But, yeah, but it's a lot easier to patch than to, you know, revamp. As I've said, it's, you know, hopefully in the case of games that are like, I don't know, in the case of games that are like patched, like they used to be really glitchy, I think people would rather play the patched version than a game that's just straight up bad, you know?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Nah, I got you.